Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on a sales report where we can actually perform some interesting analysis. If you look in this particular file, we do have a file, and in this file we do have a database which has the date, the customer, the Apple products, Apple product models, and also the sales made for each transaction. So basically there is a requirement from the management whereby we are actually required to calculate the number of transactions, the distinct customers, and also total sales for customers who made the purchases of iPhone products only, or made the purchases for all products, or made the purchases for two different Apple products. Meaning to say, from this given data, we know that the customer has made purchases, but we want to see that which customer only purchases iPhone, or which customer purchases the entire products, all the products, or the customer that only made purchases of two different products. So in this is the requirement whereby my manager wants to know the number of transactions, the distinct customers, the total sales for the purchases made for only the iPhones only, or purchases the all different products or two different Apple products. So normally if just say I were to do, for example, in pivot table, so I'll just press Ctrl A to highlight the entire table, and then what I'll do is I'll go to insert and I'll click pivot table. So, and I'll press OK. Then you will notice that it will be navigated to the new sheet. And then if just say I were to click on customer and I click the sales, of course I managed to see the total sales made from each customer to the each customer. But the thing is, if I just say I put Apple product in the columns, yes, I can see the total purchases made for each customer based on different products. But I'm not able to see that how many of them only purchases iPhone, or how many of them purchases all the different products. So this is where we will use Power BI to actually do the analysis. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is, in this Power BI over here, I'm going to click import data from Excel, because I want to actually import the information. And then you need to know where you save, what is your file name. So I save in documents, my file name is 26 June, and I'm going to press open. Once I press open, you will notice that another box will appear. So they will ask you which tab you want to choose. So I'm going to choose the tab called raw data, because we do have this information over here, and I want to go to transform data. So I want to do some data cleaning. Basically, I want to know who made all the purchases and who only purchases iPhone. And this one over here, I'll just rename this as original data. Okay, this is the original data source. So I'll rename over here, and I'm going to press right click, and I want to duplicate. So for the duplicate one, what I'll do is I'll just put here further analysis. So I'll just want to do some few cleaning over here. So first thing is, what I want to do is I want to find the total purchases made for each customer for the respective products. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to group by. So when I go to group by, a box will appear. So I want to know about the customer. So I'm going to click here, and I'll click advanced because I want another grouping dedicated for Apple products. Here I'll just put the sum. Here I'll just put the total sales over here. So I'll just name it as total sales. And there you go. You are able to actually find out what is the total purchases made by the customer for each product. So just say I were to sort ascendingly, I may need to figure it out. Like for example, Aaron Day, he only purchased other accessories. Aaron Hawkins, he purchased 4 different products like iPhone, MacBook, Apple Watch, other accessories. For example, Arya made 2 different purchases like MacBook and other accessories, and same goes to Adam Davis. But what I want to actually figure it out is who actually made the all purchases, 2 different purchases, and so on. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to group one more time. So I'll just group over here, and what I want to group is I want to group the customer, and I want to actually group by the Apple products. I want to see that who made the purchases of other accessories or who purchased all. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll try to group by Apple products. So new customer, find out the grouping by customer, calculate the sum for Apple products, and you will figure out there will be an error. So when I press OK, of course there is an error. Why there is an error? Because our format type is ABC, which is a text format. We are not able to calculate sum for the different products because the least sum of Apple products. So what I need to do is I want to actually combine over here text, combine. And then what I'll do is I just want to combine with a separator or delimiter. So I'm going to put here comma, apostrophe, space, shift 7 so that we have the N, and then space, and then press tick over here. So right now we are able to figure it out who made the purchases. So just say I want to sort in ascending order, you will actually figure it out. For example, Aaron Green only purchased MacBook. Aaron Joe's are the accessories. Arya, 2 different products. So what I want to do is I want to actually count like how many different products they purchase. So this is where I will try to go to add column, custom column. I click it over here, a box will appear. So basically what I want to do is I want to count their purchase. So first thing is I need to split first. So text split. Okay, I click over here and then I want to split the count and press insert. So in this case what I want to do is I want to split the N over here. So I'm going to press here comma and then apostrophe, space, shift 7, space, and then what I need to do is I need to close bracket. So open bracket and then close bracket. But I don't want to split. Basically what I want to do is I actually want to count. So I'll use least count. Okay, so we do have a formula called least count over here. So I'm going to write here least count and then I need to close the bracket. So least count means it will count the number of data, and if we split means basically first is we are splitting it and then eventually later we want to count the data. So what I'm going to do is I want to name this as number of purchases. That means like how many types of different purchases that person particular made. So I'm going to press here OK. So we notice that here Aaron Bergman only purchased 1 product. Aaron Hockey purchased 4 different products. Arya purchases 2 different products. And then I also want to create a slicer showing that who only purchases iPhone only or who only purchases all the items. So this is where what I'll do is I'll go to conditional column. So I click conditional column, a box will appear. So now this box name is number of purchase. I'm clicking here number of purchase. If just say equivalent to 4, that means the person purchases all the products. If just say the person purchases only 3, so number of purchases equals to 3, that means the person purchased almost all different products. But if just say the person purchased 1 or 2, I want it to follow this particular column over here. So I'm going to click here, select a column and click this drop down, choose count, and then I press OK. But before I press OK, I want to put here type of purchases. And I press OK. So once I press OK, so right now you'll notice that we do have customer who purchase all, we have customer who only purchases iPhone, we have customer who purchases 2 different products. And then what I'll do is, since we do have this analysis over here, I go to home and I click close and apply. So once I click close and apply, it will eventually go back to the Power BI desktop. And then what I want to do is I want to do some analysis. I actually want to know what is they did, what they purchases, and so on. So I'll just go to the original data. So now we do have this information over here. I click a table. So from this given table, I actually